Hello there. Welcome to Strange Antiquities. My name is Ozodes, and we're gonna be doing a quick playthrough, day by day kind of situation here with Strange Antiquities. It's one of my favorite game series. The previous prequel to this game is Strange Horticulture, and in this one, the game mechanics have been expanded a little bit with the same formula, but there are a few extra things you want to take into account. Let's get started. Yeah. Let's do it this. As a Thaumathurge's apprentice, there's a lot to learn. Every object must be treated with care, and it is important to identify the harmful from the harmless, the potent from the mild. It was only supposed to be a temporary arrangement when Eli left the shop Strange Antiquities in my hands. None of us knew that by then the pendulum was already swinging, with a terrible certainty that could not be stopped. The ravens were an omen, a circling unkindness of black wings and cheerless cries that seemed even then to signal the start of a rising dread. Day 1, Thursday. Before we get started in these little things, the first thing I want to do is grab this, twirl it around a little. It's supposed to open, but maybe something is missing. The other thing I like to do is to consolidate all of these artifacts, just so I know where everything is. Oh, and hello there. You can go here. Drawer. I stored a couple of items. Oh, and the cellar of the wine merchant. Next door. Let's pop that here. This, based on the pattern on the board, I think it goes here for now. Let's close that drawer. Magnifying glass shift. Oh, and also scroll wheel. Cool. And on Thaumic Fields, another note. And here, there's more. You can put artifacts in these little sections here that you can refer to, but I'm going to leave them all in this area because I just like to be able to see everything that I have. All right, let's get started with our first customer. Oh, it's our Thaumathurge. Hello, Eli. I have been called away to assist in an urgent matter in Ravenglass and must leave at once. I am leaving the shop in your care, with some reluctance, I might add. Make use of my reference materials. Here, take this. Oh, a book. There's an index on the back that may be useful to you. If in doubt, study it carefully, and remember that there are some powerful artifacts here. Under no circumstances should you seek entry to any locked doors, drawers, or cupboards. In fact, safest not to touch anything at all. I should be back in a few days. I don't trust you, Eli. I've already played the game through once, and he does not come back and stay. So, we're gonna go against his words and try to open up the locked section right here. Hello. Thank you. You may go here now. The resonant compass is resonating with that specifically. Yeah. More things to go in my cupboards. Let's move you. And this. Alright. Ooh, left side's full. Thomas Pope. Congratulations. Today is the day you meet the great Thomas Pope. That's me. I'm a man of two loves. Fresh mountain air and a little white dog called Hamish. But I reserve some room for laughter among friends and shops with cats in them. Hello, Jupiter. If you would be so kind, I'm looking for a replacement for my hunter's boon. I don't know anything, nor do I know what is here. A hunter's boon, you say? A primitive item that grants the power of the predator, enhancing perception and agility. I will say now that the environmental sounds are so good that I had to make myself a cup of tea, and I hope you've made yourself a nice, warm, cozy drink, because it's immersive in a very special way. They are made from trophies taken from slain beasts, with those from the deadliest predators being the most prized. They are simple items without embellishment. Oh, okay. This looks like it's taken from a beast, but I think there's something else going on, and it might be this, because that's just a simple tooth. Hunter's Boon. Clues. This is a tiger's tooth, a trophy from a predator. On closer inspection, it gives a sensation of power. All right, let me label that. More pages of your book, and that's your main central book, the Thaumathurge's Guide, will be revealed to you as you solve and correctly identify things. Selenic Totem. I'm going to try to read them as I receive them. Carved totems, more commonly known as moon hearts, can be imbued with a sentiment or feeling, such as love or joy, and then held tightly to recall the same feeling. They sometimes feature crescent shapes associated with both the Selenic and Noctic disciplines. Indeed, the form of the item itself will often have a connection to either the moon or the night. There was an owl in that photo. Let me take a look. Selenic totem. Owl. Moon night owl. What do you say? Warm loving emotion. Cool. So it says inner perception will help you see the emotions as well as how the item affects how you feel. Scent and sound. Smells? And how it if it makes any sounds. It's an object to make sound. Pristine polished. Okay, so it's smooth across a light colored wood. But it made me feel love. So that is definitely the Selenic totem. And you can recolor as well as change the shape. I'm going to use a neutral color because I don't know for sure if it is correct. I'm going to use this for Selenic. Seems to be a theme so far. And you can also assign icons. I am not someone who is well versed in these icons and symbology of thaumathurges. So I'm not going to understand anything that I put into symbols. I'm just going to leave it as Selenic totem. And then plop you over here. Yeah, that's fine. Next person. Jack Hungerford. The nights are drawing in again. Dark shadows hide dark deeds, or so my father always used to say. Seems like the shadows have grown darker since he passed 2 winters gone. A creeping dark has set up in my house. I'm told a shadow hold will draw it out. Shadow hold, you say. A shadow hold or a shadic vessel is a container of any kind, sometimes a jar or a bottle or some sort of box. It can be used to contain an oshadic spirit, the manifestation known as creeping dark, pulling it from the shadows like a poison from a wound. They are decorated with an elaborate design called a shadow catcher. Container, you say? There was only one container, and it did have symbols, kind of resembling the one on the right side of this book page. Right here. But let me relabel this as a hunter's boon. Now, keep in mind that if you want to label things, keep doing it, but you can also turn on auto-labeling. And I'm also will be playing through the game at one point with the auto-label on, just to see what it looks like. I don't want to do it for this one again, because it's kind of fun to do the labeling yourself. This item is a container of some kind, yes. The design on the bottle is the same as the sketch, yes. So it is a shadow hold, a sunbond. It is a small, lightweight, designed to be carried discreetly and made of a non-precious metal of some kind, housing a gemstone of light. They carry the warmth and the light of the sun, a brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. Huh. Shadow hold. Shape. Doesn't tell me whether it's Selenic or whatever it is. So I'm just gonna leave it as that for now, and we'll leave the labeled ones with confirmed ones in this little box here for now. That. What's with all these ravens flying about Undermere today? I can't remember ever seeing anything like it. No, not a good day to be the sort who believes in dark omens. A letter for you. Hello, David Chafer. You are our resident postman. And yes, I recognize him from Strange Horticulture. We discovered some papers in a hidden desk drawer in the boatyard last night. Mr. Jones almost threw them in the fire pit, but I asked to take a look at them first. That man does like to burn things. They look old. Maybe there's nothing of much use here, but I thought of you when I came across an entry on the shin. Charlie Weathers, our friend, I would assume. We have 2 notes here that need to be worked on. And I would like to do a little exploring. Charlie Weathers. Boatyard. Boatyard is number 8, which is this. The yard has seen better days. Our mess of broken and rotten timbers cover most of the outdoor space that isn't taken up by upturned boats, slowly being claimed by the weeds. In the middle of all this, a man looks up from repairing a small rowing boat. You must be from Strange Antiquities, he says with a smile. He takes me into the dilapidated office, where 2 metal buckets collect drips of brown water, and a thin window pane rattles with every step. He pulls a sheaf of browned papers out of a desk drawer and places them gently in my hands. Ooh. Sleep vessel, and there's 2 more, a shin and then a boat. Huh. This? 6-pointed, right? Pointed. This is not actually pointed. It's just an edge, or quote unquote point. But this one felt pointy, so that might be a sleep vessel. I'm gonna rename this sleep vessel. Color. There we go. Neutral. Good. Apparently as an afterthought and somewhat reluctantly, the man gives me something else as I'm leaving. I have no use for it, he says. Don't even know what it's for. Oh. Shiny. Shiny goes here. That's 1. Let's do a little bit more exploring. And not quite exploring. More like I need to archive the note. The archive button is right here because this is done. It's got a little tick on it, so we're not going to get anything else out of it. Reminder, I've stored a couple of items in the cellar of the wine merchant next door. Oh, that's really quick. Strange Antiquities. There's another spot that is in here. Strange Horticulture, number 2. but Antiquities is 29 on the other side of town, per se. Let's go to the cellar next door. The proprietor, a Mrs. Cranmore, begrudgingly grants me access to the cellar when I explain that I'm from Strange Antiquities next door. Yes, well, take the lot of them out of here, would you? I can't say no to Eli after all he's done for me, but I don't like the thought of those unnaturals in my cellar. Got 3 new trinkets. Fun. I'm just gonna plop them away for now and invite our new guest in, Stanley Hume. I want an Ossic Ring. Ossic. That's a pleasing word to hold on the tongue. Ossic Ring? Okay. Ossic Ring. These somewhat macabre objects were originally made as offerings to the goddess Cortian, but the practice fell out of favor as belief waned. They are hard to come across now, but they are occasionally sought out for their ability to keep vermin at bay. Some say that they can hear Cortian's unearthly hiss when you hold an Ossic Ring up to their ear. Ring shape, not macabre enough. Ring shape, this one? It has evil quality to it. I do not like to hold it. Oh, interesting. Ah, yes. A soft sound like a serpent's whisper emanates from within. Okay, so this is probably an Ossic Ring. I'm just gonna label it right now because I'm lazy to open up the menu again. Bloop. Use item. Yay! Made of bone, this item satisfies the description macabre. Closer inspection confirms that a hissing noise can indeed be heard. Nice. Evocant. These stone items weigh the same as a man's heart, according to popular myth. The truth is a little less dramatic, but the weight of these items is nevertheless important and should not stray more than a hair from precisely 1 pound. Stone. Placed on a chest of those in a coma to draw them out. Are you made of stone? Gold, stone, gold? Gold. Oh, that's not it. Stone. Wait, those skills here. I forgot about these. How much do you weigh compared to a pound? No. Nope. Is this stone? You're more than a pound. Oh, okay. This is stone. More. What are you? Stone? I think the top bit is gold. What about this one? A pound. Let's label that an Evocant. Evocant? I don't think it should be green. It should be white. Good enough for now. Alright, you go away. Next customer, please. Edmund Bishop. The behavior of these ravens is disturbing, to say the least. As a rule, they only come together to feed. Ravens are omnivores, carrion eaters mostly, but they'll take anything they can get their talons into. And they'll kill, if necessary. I didn't plan on dropping in today, but there's something happening out there and I'd like to know what. A voice of Cernunnos might help put me at ease, or it might do the opposite. I wonder what this voice does. The name Voice of Cernunnos is used to refer to any bronze torque that has certain imbued properties. With skill, such an item can be used to read the patterns of nature that are otherwise hidden to us. Cernunnos is a pagan god of the forest and nature, typically depicted as a man with the antlers of a stag and often wearing or holding a torque. I think it's this thing that he's wearing, and so it must be this, right? Bronze. Yes. There's nothing else that was crescent shaped like that and looked anything like what he wore around his neck. A spirit eye. There are some who stay away from spirit eyes, believing them to be a window into a world that should not be seen, and others who deride their fear as nothing more than superstition. It is not exactly clear exactly what they do show, another layer beneath the visible world, perhaps. A layer that requires something more than the traditional senses to experience. They draw their power from the opposing symbols inscribed upon them. Okay. That's it. That's it for our customers. And we've done this, so let's archive that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna label as many things as I can figure out what they are, so that the future is easier. Swap that there, pop that over. Actually, you can come down here. Let's begin. Ecumenical. A receptacle commonly featuring a memento mori that acts as an aid to recollection. A memory cannot reside in both the mind and the ecumenical at the same time, and it cannot be stored indefinitely. When a memory has been left for long periods, it can begin to emit unpleasant vapors. An empty ecumenical, on the other hand, has an ominous presence pulling at the threads of one's mind. Oh, unpleasant vapors. I don't see anything here that is either skull, a hourglass. But this is also worn on Cernunnos earlier. Was not Cernunnos. Someone else holds it. I don't remember exactly who, but it's on a picture of another the eye. Yes? No? I don't quite. Let's see. I'm gonna skip the ecumenical and look at the Ares remnant. These objects induce a form of synesthesia where colors, tones, light and shadow can be felt through touch. They are sometimes used by those who work in low light conditions, such as miners. The gemstones in an Ares remnant are arranged in the shape of the constellation that shares its name. I don't see anything that would have more than 4 gemstones actually for the Ares constellation. So onwards. Binding seed. These items are made of 2 distinct materials representing the mentic and the wisic, the mind and the body. The winding path, the mind, is described by the spiral encompassing the body, the seed. A binding seed is a form of punishment that amplifies feelings of guilt and shame. Binding seed. Ooh, this one. Next. Ethereal key. Wait, ethereal key? That's what I use to open the thing. This one. And you may stay green. Yes. Evocant. Oh, we already labeled that. Eye of Cernunnos, known as the Eyes of the Forest, these ancient artifacts enable one to enter the minds of lesser creatures. It is alleged that Cernunnos himself wielded an eye. Eyes of Cernunnos are hard to come by. They are powerful and should not be used carelessly. I would assume it's this, because that's like a live snake of some sort, and I didn't see anything of this that resembled it, so let's go back to the eye. And next, Guise of Lillian. These items can allow the bearer to pass unrecognized. If used for any length of time, the wielder can begin to lose their sense of self. Any length of time. Oh, okay. The remains of bygone creatures have been used in thaumathurgy for centuries, from petrified teeth and bones to tribolites and ammonites and devil's toenails. Ugh. Is this supposed to be a devil's toenail? The Guise of Lillian is one such item that makes use of this ancient source of power. I saw an ammonite earlier, nothing else, so I'm gonna call this a Guise of Lillian. Okay. This is confirmed. Why is it not green? Hunter's Boon, Shadow Hold, Ossic Ring, Voice of Cernunnos. Alright, I'm just gonna put ones that I have labeled over here. Kind of want to move the Hunter's Boon and the Shadow Hold around. Yeah, that looks good. We have a Guise of Lillian. It's been labeled. What else is there to label? I kind of want to put more things over here and slot all the ones I've labeled over here. Selenic Totem, Sleep Vessel, Binding Seed, Guise of Lillian, Evocant. Alphabetically, of course. Let's make more space on this shelf. And read the book some more. Hearing Charm, a simple trinket that amplifies sounds. While generally used by the hard of hearing, they are a curiosity that can be enjoyed by young and old alike. And of course, they have more devious applications too, making it possible to eavesdrop on private conversations. My understanding is this, because bats have an extraordinary sense of hearing. So, every sound has become both louder and clearer. Yep, hearing charm. And leave it as white and plop you here. Next page. Heart Chamber. Oh, this is where I thought I saw that thingy. There's a vast skull in the catacombs, said to be that of the beast Blencathra. Holgar's followers believe that when he slew it, he trapped its soul along with its power in an item known as the Wraith Chamber. Heart chambers are based on this mythical object, but they have morphed over time into a way to keep those dear to us close to heart after death. If he wears it, the heart chamber would be that, and which would make it this. Nothing to remark, smoothed, gold, bronze. I'm gonna still call it a heart chamber till we have something else that fits. Yeah, A horned shackle horned shackles are used to bring about change in one's life, bestowing the ability to overcome personal demons. In use, the horns are rubbed between two fingers, causing them to become worn smooth over the years. They can be worn as pendants, but are more commonly totems of some kind. Totems with horns. Totems with horns. Totem with horn. I don't think it's this one. That's a skull of sorts. And it said totem. So let me have a look at this. Ridged, smooth. I don't think it's this. The pointy bits aren't anything. Ooh, feels smooth. So horned shackle. Let's keep you here. H. Hunter's Boon has been found. Lamb siphon. I did not see a sheep snap plant because it is made using the dried seed pod of sheep snap plant. But it is used to reverse the effects of the Black Heart Curse. A skilled hand is required to perform the procedure, drawing the curse from the body over the course of several hours. I don't think we have that, so I'm going to keep going. Oh, a libula or libulae are purported to offer reassurance in times of upheaval and change, but they are not held in high regard by most scholars of the occult. That being said, an imbuement of wisdom shows that a libula is not merely decorative. There is power in symbology, as the old thaumathurges knew well. I don't know what the symbols could mean right now, so that's useless information. Orford Spire. During the Rite of the Red Knives, an Orford Spire is fully submerged in goat's blood for 9 days and 9 nights. When performed correctly, the rite is said to impart vitality and clarity of thought, although perhaps not for the goat. That's funny. Literal. It looks like this, and substance, gray metal, iron, flected dark red. It's not rust, it's blood. So yeah, that's an Orford Spire. Nothing else was pointy and had red on it. There's a couple like other pointy things, but it didn't quite like... Did you see the outline of these? I think this is it. Space is getting full. I need to make room. Ossic Ring done. Restful Meter. There were no mugs. There are no mugs. A Selenic totem has been labeled Sextum. Not enough information. Shadow Hole done. Shimmer. What? These belong to a series of objects that were designed to slot into armor or weaponry. They induce calm rage in the face of the unimaginable horrors of battle, allowing the bearer to stay one step ahead. The Knight of Thorns famously wore a shimmer on his chest plate, but it didn't save him from being slain in the Battle of Souther Fell of 1356. I don't see anything that would fit into that. So onward we go. A shin. Made from materials with a connection to the ocean. I don't see anything here that would have a connection to the ocean. I'm thinking like driftwood, salt, maybe a blue gem, but there are no blue gems except for that one, but that doesn't look like it's made from the ocean. So let's keep moving. Silent breath. There are those that consider the white heart a prize to be claimed, but there is no glory to be had from killing such a noble guardian of the forest. A silent breath contains a small token taken from a living white stag. While the stag lives, the item will retain its power, allowing the bearer to sense danger before it arrives. Hold on. a token from a white stag. To keep an animal, a deer alive, you don't take their horns because they could bleed out, I think. So I don't think there's anything here. A hare? But if you take a hare, what would you... Might tie it up and lock it, but I don't see any lockets here and nothing so far. Wait, let me take a look at this really quick. Bronze. Hinged panel, but I can't seem to move it. Nothing special. Great. Maybe this one? No. Woolen oh, warm. Blue glass iron. I don't think so. Let's take a look at this one too. Clay, textured, nothing to remark, nothing to remark either. Onwards. Sleep vessel we identified spirit eye. There are some who stay away from spirit eyes. Opposing symbols inscribed upon them. I don't understand symbols yet, so keep going. Sunbon, I said earlier that I don't understand gemstones yet, so let's go. Keep going. We have that Zeah, worn about the neck to place them closer to the heart. These innocent-looking items instill a sense of fear and paranoia. Made of any single material except wood or clay. No symbol or writing upon their surface. Single material, no symbols. Single material, no symbols. This. Let's say you're a Zeah. Okay, worn about the neck, right? Yeah. An animal would be symbolic. And this looks pretty innocent looking. So let's end the day. That's it. I've done all my clues. You should finish your clues as soon as you get them. Within the same day as when you get them. And I think that's about it. I think that's all. I see nothing else. Just keep in mind that this exists. And this also exists. And I have no idea what they do. But also this, and I think these let you put things on them. Yeah, they do. Yeah, just keep in mind of those three things. Also, the resonant compass that this is, I know it because I know what it is. Maybe if you're playing the game on your own, just check out if anything you receive, anything you knew you receive, resonates with the compass. Just keep in mind of it. And when you end your day, you are met with something pretty cool. Let's see. Take a look at it. End of day 1. The black mare thundered through the icy rain, shining wet in the silver moonlight. Her cloaked rider was exhausted, cold, and soaked to the bone. He knew he would not survive the night if he did not reach Back Barrow. Oh, cursor over magnifying glass. Tracing, circle, tracing line, following the dots. I love the gold light and the little bits that come off of it. An escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of day 1.